Hello everyone, I'm Adam Papagan, and welcome to another episode of There's a Place, the ASMR talk show, the show that feels good to hear. Last week, I had some friends in town, some of my high school buddies, and it worked out that we all just had nothing to do last Thursday. And so we were just going to, now these are guys who, I grew up with them, and so we're talking, the teenage years of just like Friday nights, just driving around, cruising basically, just nothing to do, just going from place to place, hanging out, talking about stuff. We decided, let's just do that again all day. So, we just had a day of just driving around, smoking, eating fast food. It was really fun. It wasn't fun and exciting, but it was that that slow dose of fun that it's like having an IV of fun. All the adrenaline doesn't come all at once, but it's a real pleasant fun, and it was really great. But of course, yin and the yang, I was punished for having so much fun. This week, it wasn't hard, but it was just car trouble, business stuff, like a bunch of just problems all just happened. One dentist appointment, one after the other, all got stacked up. And I kept my cool. I wasn't too worried about it. But I thought of a saying that I heard, that God never gives you more than you can handle. And I was like, oh yeah, you know what, I can get through this. But then I thought, yes, he does all the time. He gives you as much as you can handle until you can't handle anymore. And those are the people who are dead and and stuff like that, have problems. So, stick with it, I guess, is the point. You can handle it. We can all handle it. Well, my guest tonight is a performance artist. And it looks like he has a bag of stuff with him. So I don't know if he is bringing it on the show or he just has his stuff. We'll find out. Please welcome Peter Kalisch. What's up, Peter? How you doing? What's up, man? So can we do the bag now?
Oh yeah. I basically just have these soaps that I've been making.
You've been making soap?
That I used in the Queer Space performance.
Okay, so this is used soap.
Oh, well, not those ones specifically, but I made some soaps that had microphones inside, so I could use them for a noise performance. So
how'd that sound?
It was pretty intense. It's just pretty noisy, So yeah.
How do you make soap? And then look, it's molded too. You see here into who is this? Like Venus de Milo?
Yeah, like some sort of Greek guy that represents this ancient
Julius Caesar. This is just like a generic ancient Greek Roman guy.
Yeah, I got the original at an antique store, and then I made a mold of it. So,
and
yeah.
You put a microphone in the soap.
Yes, and then I wash myself with the soaps at the Lash for Queer Space by Jordan.
How'd that go over?
It was cool. Yeah, I mean, it was just pretty trippy.
Yeah, because you do the kind of performance art that it's like, I was watching some of your videos, you're getting electrocuted, it looked like, or poked or something. You're messing around with noise knobs, I think that's the technical term, and stuff. So when you're doing a performance like that, what are you expecting back from the audience?
I guess just, I don't know, maybe some sort of like shifted perspective, possibly. I don't know, I feel like lots of times it's just like a weird social interaction where I'm learning like what people's reactions are and people are reacting to me, maybe.
So if you get just like a room full of people just staring at it for like 20 minutes and it's over and there's kind of like a scatter of claps, that's like, you're like, all right, good show.
I don't know. I mean, sometimes people
You just want people to be like paying attention to it and taking it in.
I guess, yeah. I mean, I guess that's, people have a pretty low attention span, so that's kind of all you can ask for these days. But, you know, I'd want people to feel like they, you know, went away with like a new idea about something, you know? So, yeah.
How much of your performances is like, oh, this was going to be a metaphor for that, or this symbolizes that, and then how much is you just in the moment, just like, oh, let me do this?
Maybe like, it kind of seems like 50-50 sometimes, because like with this, there's definitely like an idea about why I want to use like ancient, like sample ancient like images, but you know, anything, what I like about doing performance is like it's so on the moment that you can sort of just do, you can do improvisational things that are like new. So it's all about just like having a basic idea of what you want to do in the performance and then allowing yourself to like have enough room to improvise during the set, you know? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes total sense. It's kind of what we're doing now.
Yeah.
All around us here, behind us,
Yes.
this is one of your videos.
Oh, yes.
That
This
you
is
did.
the Dido cover.
Okay, so I was gonna ask you, was this a cover or did you just slow the song down?
I kind of just slowed the song
Yeah,
down.
so it sounded like, when it started, I was like, oh, this sounds like Dido.
Yeah.
And it was. Why did you cover, why that song by Dido? Thank You is what that song's called, right?
Yeah, I don't know, I guess I just felt like in conjunction with like the weird ironic worshiping of like this image, I don't know, I just felt like it as a statement of like pop culture was pretty like strong, and you know, I just wanted to juxtapose like the two ideas, I guess, and do something sort of ironic or maybe less like dramatic or something.
You know, someone else who's also reinterpreted Dido, this very song, Eminem. Are you familiar with his version of it?
Yeah.
Did you ever think
totally.
about doing a video of a cover of Stan?
I mean, I could definitely be persuaded to do such a thing.
That I would love to see.
Yeah.
I'll commission it. You have to
Double?
make sure to get the pin scratching noises in it.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not. Dear Eminem. They add. It's that era of hip hop with like a lot of sound effects and stuff.
Yeah. What is that, like, was that early 2000s or late 90s?
Yeah, it had to have been like 2000 exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
Into it.
He was like so big. Like everyone thought he was
Yeah.
such a serious artist. And you look back at his
Yeah.
blonde hair.
Yeah, I've been wondering what's happening to him, you know? Haven't heard from him since Rihanna. You know, you remember he did Love to Live Your Lie or what, something? Love the Way You Lie.
Oh, okay.
You remember?
Rihanna has better potential collaborators than Eminem. She really kind of doing him a favor.
Yeah. Can't deny that.
Well, back to the performance. Sorry for a second. How do you get into performance? So like, you know, like if you're like, you know, a guy on a sitcom or whatever, the guy probably did like stand up first or whatever, and then there's like a thing. What's the path into performance art? Did you start doing like regular kind of performances, like acting and stuff, and then, yeah, that's it?
Well, I guess like I have done acting before I did performance, but how I actually got into it was basically just a friend of mine who had a band, like wanted like, you know, gay guy performers, and I sort of was like
gay guy performers?
Yeah, like and I sort of
just guys doing like Yeah, just being like kind of
just being like sexual and
Yeah,
gay and like bacchanalian and
Yeah.
Dionysus and all this. You know?
Gotcha. I know what you mean.
And I guess I sort of just had this agreement with him that I could like make it whatever I wanted. Basically, he was like, "You guys can perform, but you just like decide what you're gonna do." And that was really like the first time I ever did performance. And then I sort of just got lucky in the sense because I got an opportunity and realized that I really liked that medium. So yeah.
How do you get booked doing performance art? Because I saw you have like dates around town and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like hit people up and like, hey, can I get on this show?
Everything that I've done has sort of just been like asked or just randomly sort of achieved. Like I knew somebody who was a good like friend of mine, and he knew like Geneva Jacuzzi, and then we just performed at the Broad last weekend.
Yeah,
so it's sort of just meeting people and chilling.
Kind of a small scene too.
Yeah, just being chill, I guess.
When you're doing that stuff with the knobs, the like noise music, I always see that. For years, I see like people do that stuff. What is all that stuff, and like what are you doing down there?
I guess it's just like different ways to manipulate sound. I mean, it depends on like what sort of pedal or instrument.
Well, I know that they're pedals and stuff, but like it just shoots out a tone, and then are you just like, do you rehearse that at all?
I definitely like jam a lot at my place, and the thing for Queer Space like was pretty like rehearsed. Like I knew what sounds I wanted to play in like what order. But I mean, I've done like a lot of different ways to make sounds, like using different instruments or, just, stringing microphones to it and just putting a bunch of little boxes together and just using like the frequency from that. So I don't know. I mean, it's sort of just.
I was looking at your bio on your website, and I noticed you made it a point to say that you had a conservative upbringing. How conservative? What? Elaborate on that.
Well, I guess it was just sort of like Christian and stuff. So.
Like evangelical type of Christian.
It was like Protestant Christianity. So I mean, I don't really let it like hinder me, but I also notice in ways in which it's influenced me.
It's hard. Yeah, I grew up Catholic, and so yeah, you're always like, it's in the back of your mind, So just the stuff about it. Maybe if you don't believe it, but just like you look at it like factually. At what point did you go from like the conservative Christian to like the performance artist we see today? Like what's the first thing? Is it the hair? Like, is that like you're young, you're like trying to get your identity? Is that it starts with the hair, right? Dyeing it, crazy cut, because you can't get a tattoo when you're a kid. Or was it?
Dude, yeah, I mean, I used to be like way, I mean, I think about sometimes how lazy I am with my hair these days, but definitely like, I mean, you're right, when you're first like burgeoning into your identity and also being comfortable with being like gay or whatever, that I did put a lot of emphasis on my hair, and I'm just remembering how much stress it was wasted on shit like that, because now it's sort of just like about just getting it done, and it's like, I don't want to spend a lot of time, but before, like, yeah, I did put a lot of like pressure to be like, I don't even know what I thought the image was,
What kind of hairstyles did you have as a young man?
It was like emo shit. It was like, it started emo, then
So
like sort of
like
punk.
the down?
Yeah, it was like, down and like layered and all just like,
Oh, your mic fell out.
That's okay.
It's all right. Oh, you got it.
Cool.
Let's see if that green light is still on. Yeah, we're good.
Cool.
bunch of emo hair, and then punk, and a bunch of different colors too.
I've only really had blue.
Like consistently?
Blue or like bleach blonde in between, you know, because you have to sort of bleach it to get to the point of dyeing it blue. But yeah, I mean, it was the first color I ever did, and it sort of just stuck.
That's that makes me feel good, because I see people who dye their hair like a bunch of different colors all the time. They're changing it, and I just think, you're never gonna find the one that you think you're gonna look best in.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that you tried your like blue hair.
Yeah, I actually didn't want to dye it like a unnatural color again, but then my friend was throwing a John Waters themed party, so I was like one of the characters from Pink Flamingo. So yeah.
John Waters themed party?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like it was a fun party.
Yeah, it was hella cool.
How many divines were there?
Only like 4.
4, yeah.
People got creative.
Were the hors d'oeuvres poop? Did they do anything like that?
I wish there weren't hors d'oeuvres.
Oh, there should have been poop hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah, it wasn't that fancy of a party, unfortunately.
Saw like we used it for the flyer, a picture of you doing a performance, like a mermaid outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Were you in like a box too?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of reminded me of David Blaine.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Like, do you have influences as a performance artist, like outside of the performance art world?
Oh, I think most of my influences are outside of the performance art world.
So who do you try to bring into what you do?
I don't know like who specifically. I guess I'm just inspired a lot by like ancient sort of stuff, like ritual, like ancient shit, like ancient sort of art and the study of the past, and then also people who are just like badass and don't give a fuck what people think of them. But I mean,
can you name any of those people?
I mean, I really like Merzbow a lot, like Merzbow, like he's like a Japanese noise artist, like Japanese noise. Also like the Gutai movement, which that is performance art, but that's like a Japanese performance art movement that was about like just confronting like the constant struggle like human and nature, which is also what this author Camille Paglia talks about in this book that I'm reading right now. It's about like the how man's constant struggle is between like the Apollo and Dionysus, you know, so where Dionysus represents like more natural sort of primitive tendencies, and Apollo is more like, you know, this regimented, like structured, like system of societies. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I like the ancient Greeks.
Yeah.
Do you like the Greeks better or the Romans better?
I don't know, they both failed, so like we can learn from like both. I don't know, maybe
the Romans
Greek.
Kind of knocked off the Greeks.
Yeah.
But they also did a lot of different stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You ever read like the I forget the names of all of them. You know, like there's like the Greek plays, like the classic ones.
Yes.
And there's like, you'll read the little thing in the beginning, and they'll be like, oh yeah, this guy wrote 30 plays, there's only 7 left.
Mm-hmm.
But they still kind of like, the story's still kind of there, even reading like this whack. The chorus though, that didn't really stick. That I always thought that was weird.
You mean like the figure?
Yeah, when they put it in the play.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
What do you care what these people think?
Yeah. I thought you were talking about the chorus, like when they made more like feminine like imagery, you know, like that's also called like chorus. It's like, you know, the idealization that they had used to look more like this, but then it turned into like more like long-haired, braided, and sort of standing in different positions.
Yeah.
I don't know, shit's real.
Good looking gal.
Yeah. So, just trying to figure out different options for these soaps. Because I like the idea of, washing yourself with them and having them make noise. So, yeah.
There's no microphones in these, right?
No. They have, like, little soldered, like, pad things on them. So, yeah.
You ever been up to the Getty Museum and seen the Greek stuff? So you're really into this Greek stuff. I mean, you seem, and then is that a
This is the same bust on this dress. Yeah.
Well, tell us about this outfit you're wearing.
So
did you make this? I'm guessing this isn't off the rack. Yeah.
It was. This was just a test of a screen. Actually, like it's screen printed, but then my friend had this fabric and I just sort of sewed it all up, But yeah, and then this is courtesy of Drone Box Labs, and then this choker. I don't know. I just acquired it somehow.
Do you always kind of dress with flair? Would you say?
I guess when I'm trying to impress people.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you are doing a show. That's true. But like, when you put on like, do you have like a pair of sweatpants or something? If you just like run into the market or something, do you have like normie clothes?
Basketball shorts.
Okay.
The whole.
They're not like pink or anything. Are they just like regular?
No, they're
just regular
black,
shorts.
Yes.
That always
can be normal.
Yeah. See, there's certain articles of clothing that men's clothing specifically, that you just can't get like a fun version of. Like swim trunks. You can get like short ones, but like most of them are just those like cargo,
Oh yeah. I mean, once you go to fucking some Pride shit, some like Palm Springs party, you see dudes with all kinds of
true.
Speedos.
Then they'll do the Speedos and stuff.
Yeah.
That's how you can really express yourself with that.
That's true. Like Dionysian desires right there.
And Dionysus is also the god of wine. Wine and partying and music or something. It's like all.
Yeah, just everything.
Yeah, everything fun.
Yeah, everything punk.
Who's your least favorite Greek god?
I don't know.
Atlas, he's kind of a loser. Is he a god? He holds up the world?
Probably, yeah.
He's a loser.
Yeah, that's why he got put in that place. I don't know. Zeus is kind of like the one who makes the most mistakes,
Yeah, I never thought he was like, when you hear the stories, I've never been like, oh yeah, Zeus is cool. Like he always comes across as like kind of a doofus a little bit.
Yeah,
he's just not like, good at deciding things.
Embarrassing dad. Yeah, embarrassing dad vibes. Yeah. His first wife is named Artemis before Athena, and yeah, I don't know. There's like a whole story about how like he like killed his first wife because she was like pregnant or whatever, but then his second wife came out of like his first wife's like wounds or something. Like
that's convenient.
Yeah,
for him.
So that's how he met Athena. She was birthed out of like his dead first wife's corpse or whatever.
Well, everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get it right on the first time.
Yeah, he had to learn in some way, But yeah.
You know what I never got? The Greeks, they're writing all these stories about these gods and they're like, oh yeah, they live up there on Mount Olympus. Why didn't they ever like go up there?
I don't know.
How come none of them were just like, we should go check that out. We're all into, philosophy and questioning the nature of existence.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe they needed like a ski lift or something.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's like, well, this is the highest we can climb.
Yeah.
They must be.
They
Anybody who can climb higher than this is definitely a god.
Yeah, I mean, the imagination is so much better than reality. They're probably like, as long as we can believe that it's there, you know, we don't need to physically go up there. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of things, a lot of like religions and stuff that are like that. So, yeah.
That's true. They all kind of have to be like that.
Yeah, you have to believe in something without proof.
Yeah.
You know. So, yeah.
That's not so much to ask.
No, totally. I
Well,
mean,
it's
I think
gotta-
we all do.
Yeah.
In some way to keep ourselves like comfortable.
Sure. I just had something. Sorry.
No.
All frazzled tonight. I don't know. It's that hot sun. Summer in LA. You know, you spend a lot of summers here.
I've only lived
Because you're
here.
from San Diego, right? So that's the California lifestyle.
Yeah.
A huge culture shock, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The summer here, though, it gets so hot. You know, the tourists come in and stuff.
Get out of here. But yeah, I went to Home Depot today.
Oh,
I feel like I got sunburned.
Are you doing a home improvement project or a performance project at Home Depot?
It's actually like so the mold I have of this is like a full bust, you know, it like stands. So someone asked me to do one in Yves Klein blue, and I needed plaster to cast it. So yeah.
Home Depot will return almost anything.
Really? Even an empty box of plaster?
You have to have some semblance, but yeah, I've always wanted to do a project or something where I just like, because like you can return stuff to like Toys R Us, Target, Walmart, like any of those big stores, you can just get it and you don't mess with it too much.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always wanted to just like get like $8,000 worth of stuff at like every store, everything I would ever want, and use it for like a couple hours, then box it all up.
Do it.
I'm gonna do it.
I feel like, isn't like Nordstrom infamous for that?
They are.
Yeah.
I tried to take back a sweater I got at a thrift store with a Nordstrom's tag from like the 60s, and they wouldn't do it. They're like, oh, there's no barcode, so we can't cross-check it.
They gotta stick with the old school times. They can't just abandon that shit, you know?
I know. And then LL Bean, I think, is the one where, if you heard about that, where it just doesn't matter how old the stuff is, it's a lifetime like satisfaction guarantee.
What?
Yeah.
You can just return it whenever.
Yes, and get a brand new one.
Wow.
So you could like send in like your old boots that are all sweaty and you've obviously used a lot.
And you can get a free boots.
Yeah.
New boots.
And people take advantage of it, and they know people take advantage of it.
Nice.
People are awful.
Awful.
Just buy the new boots.
Yeah. Seriously, this is selfish.
You mentioned pride earlier.
Yeah.
How come, something I always wondered, how come pride is on like a different day in every city?
Oh, like it should all be on the same day.
Yeah,
in
why
every
isn't there like a
city?
national day?
Oh, and that's I mean, yeah, why? It's because the gays want to stay like in their moment for a really long time, probably. They're like, come on, one day's not enough for everyone to pay attention to me.
Stretch it
You
out.
know, let's, yeah, exactly. Stretch out the talking about being gay. That's what I think.
So do you go to like multiple prides?
I didn't go to any this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so.
Is it kind of like anything else where like it starts to get commercialized and then like, oh, gay people don't even go to that anymore?
I don't know, it's been commercialized for a while, so.
I see a lot of pictures of just like random people at it who aren't gay.
Yeah.
Does that bother you as someone who's gay?
No.
It doesn't?
I mean, whoever wants to be there can.
That's true,
but it
yeah,
just,
you
like,
kind of have to be inclusive.
It just like, the whole thing, I feel like the whole thing is, a statement more than like the individual, like who the individuals are. I feel like the whole concept, and when you just look at the whole crowd and all the go-go strippers and stuff like that, it's like that's more influential to me than like who the individuals are. Does that make sense?
Yeah, just like the
It's
rainbow
just like,
flags.
oh, like wow, you guys are really into like what we are. So, which is good for some people, I suppose. So yeah.
So I gotta tell you, Peter, you are so good at the soft talking.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Nice.
a lot of people, they come on here and they just, I'm like, you know, it's a quiet show. No, okay. And they just run their mouth or they'll get louder or something.
Yeah.
Are you a pretty quiet kind of guy?
Mm-hmm.
Would you say?
I mean, I feel like I like silence, and I mean, especially with people that I live with, like I live in a communal sort of home. I'm totally fine with like just being in people's presence and not necessarily like totally being like so high energy, but you know, I like that in other people. Yeah,
You can't get it from other.
Huh?
You'll just be like, yeah, I'll just take some of your energy. Like you just kind of get it secondhand. You're like a contact enthusiasm.
Well, I guess they just bring it out in me, like Jordan.
That's true.
She's so like, you know, just exciting. It makes me excited, you know?
Yeah, some people are good at just kind of like picking out a bunch of people and throwing them together. Tonight, what did you think of the finale of Bolin Vrefix?
Oh,
I can't even pronounce it now, it's over.
No, that was good. Yeah, you can't say it without choking up a little, you know? Yeah, it was good. I mean, Devil God played the same show at The Lash, so it was cool to see him be interviewed. So yeah, I love the songs and the whole 9 yards. There's some really hilarious moments.
I remember what I wanted to ask you. One of your performances, you listed like the materials you used, and it was like, you know, like microphones, like plaster, and mom's underwear. A mom's underwear or your mom's underwear?
I guess they were my mom's underwear.
Your mom's underwear?
Yeah.
How'd you get a hold of your mom's underwear, Peter?
I guess I just was like, probably just going through a thing of shit she was getting rid of or whatever, you know? I mean, I acquire a lot of different clothes from my mom, so yeah.
So she doesn't know that you took
No,
them?
I mean, she probably, maybe she knows, I don't know. It's not that, like, it's, I don't know. I haven't talked to her directly about it, but yeah.
Your little panty raid on your mom. And then used it in performance.
I suppose I did.
And she might know that you took the underwear. But she definitely doesn't know why, because you said you never talked to her about it.
I don't know if they've looked at like what it is I'm doing exactly, you know? I mean, it's probably for the best.
Yeah, she might not
Approve.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, if you told me that you had done something with a pair of my underwear, like weeks or months after the fact, yeah, had you done it, I'd be kind of weirded out.
I mean,
And then, you know, I'm supportive of like your, like I'm, you know, into it, but I'm just saying it's, well, secret's out now. It's awkward Thanksgiving.
yeah,
And
can't handle that over the stuffing.
if you ever want to, like, that would be some great performance art. Just set up a little camera and then tell your parents. Like, you like drop your pants. I'm even wearing them right now. Were they nice underwear?
I don't know, they're like shiny on the outside, so.
Yeah, women's underwear is like shiny.
I don't know what material they are.
not always, but that shiny ladies' underwear material.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Like
about.
Sheen. you know that Sheen.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, it's a story for another episode.
later. Yeah,
Yeah.
when the cameras are off.
Mm-hmm. How's art school? How's that like vibe there?
It's all right, you know.
Is it, because you always hear like, oh, the art school crowd or whatever. Everybody I ever met to art school is like a, creative type into experimenting and stuff. But are there any like normies at art school who just want to like draw pictures of sailboats and stuff, like realistic things?
Yeah.
There are?
I mean, there are some like that, yeah.
Do you ever kind of cross with them?
I guess I just don't really get
With it.
them, but, you know.
Kind of like the jocks of the art school world.
Well, I think there's a lot to be said about like having a technical skill, so that's a way in which I can like learn from that, but it's also like not really what I'm trying to do, so.
I'm always impressed when someone can draw like really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like it actually looks like the thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's amazing because I can't do that. And I feel like that's a skill that unless you're like making money as an artist, like they don't care about.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you can sing really well,
Mm-hmm.
people are like, oh, they make you sing in public.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So Peter, what performances do you have, kind of, not specific dates, but just ideas for performances you kind of percolating on? What are you thinking about?
Well, I kind of wanted to expand on like this soap thing. So just, I have this thing coming up at Lethal Amounts, which is like, you've heard of that.
Uh-huh.
So.
The punk art gallery?
Yeah.
Is that what you would call it?
Yeah.
They do punk stuff there.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a Teenage Jesus shirt there.
Yeah.
Once. I mean, they're pretty. Oh, that's someone who's inspirational
There you
to
go.
me. Teenage Jesus. Yeah. And just that whole no wave scene, just shit that's like really raw is inspirational. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure what like exactly I'm gonna do for that, but I just wanted to expand on the soap making like sculptural objects that can be like performed. So I want to have like something made out of latex that has like maybe it'll be like a floor or something. I want to do like a floor that has like microphones attached that, while the performance is going on top of it, it'll be sort of making a composition. So just, yeah.
Kind of like it would like kind of catch the vibrations and the creaks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Someone told me I need to use a kiddie pool, but I don't know if that's really the right idea.
I mean, it's summer now.
Yeah.
This is the time you'd find a
I
deal
need
on
one.
them. With Toys R Us. You could return it after.
Oh, you're right. Come, October, November, let's return it.
30 days.
Oh, wait. All
So
right, well,
you're gonna have to
hustle on the pleasure.
Yeah.
Really take pleasure in it while I have it,
More. You should do one in a shower.
Oh, okay.
Actually use the soap
Oh, right.
and get like really clean.
Yeah.
And then invite people to smell
Yeah.
how clean you got.
Oh, yeah. Like
I don't know.
smell
You're
like
the expert.
kids.
Yeah, I'm just kind of spitballing here.
You think people would like be into that?
Maybe. I mean, smell is a sense that, visual, obviously, and the sound, people go to that. But smell is like a very subtle one you can do.
Pheromones.
Yeah. Does that really work?
I feel like
Do you believe in pheromones?
I mean, I feel like they probably only exist because of like, if you're sexually attracted to someone off the bat, like if you're not, then you're not really gonna think of it as pheromones, But yeah, I mean, I don't know, a lot of gay guys are into that too.
Oh, really? That's a gay guy thing? Pheromones?
Well, I don't know. I've just, in my personal experience, I've been with dudes who like to smell armpits.
Oh,
but
really?
I don't know if that's, I have no experience
interesting.
with heterosexual fucking, so.
Interesting. Maybe it's cool.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna try
a
to
cool
smell.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to be cool, you gotta smell the pits, man.
Yeah, get the pheromones.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you want to sit with the cool kids, you gotta smell some pits. That's
I
our
like that.
PSA for tonight.
Yeah, smell the pits.
Yeah.
You can get. You know, armpits get a bad rap. People think there's BO, but that's also where the pheromones come from.
Yeah. What's up with that?
And that's why we're all here, is because of pheromones.
Yeah, exactly. That's how
I
we
don't-
know
I
each
just-
other.
I feel like so many other factors play a part in attraction other than like, because like obviously like certain people you meet them where there's like attraction right off the bat or whatever, but also
Oh,
like
of course.
like somebody's like job, their like hairstyle, like how they act, you know. Like what if they're like, you know, kind of meek and you like I don't know. Jerry's, I'll smell the pits, but I'm still not sure that pheromones are working.
No, I mean, I agree with you that most of the attraction has to do with those other things as well, you know?
Not most, just it's, you know, a combination. So you got the Lethal Amounts show coming up. Anything else you want to plug while you're here?
July 1st at HM 157.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
historical marker 157.
Yeah, it's a cool spot.
Yeah, and there's over 1,000 historical markers, I think, or landmarks. It's
Oh,
157, so
Nice.
it's low in the pressings.
Yeah, nice.
Cool. Well, Peter, thank you very much for coming on the show. Thank you all for tuning. Oh, Weed Whacker.
Oh, I love those
What?
things.
Oh.
They're so powerful.
What's that?
They're so powerful, the Weed Whacker. It's so nice. Don't you think?
Yeah, there's
So
something really
peaceful.
satisfying about that whiz.
And how it just cuts it off so cleanly.
Yeah, it's so clean. And when it stops and it's just the wire. I've always
so
have you ever like stuff like that? You ever get tempted to like touch it?
Oh, I mean, the temptation to touch it?
Like, you know
Yeah.
those like little like hand fans with like the cloth kind of things, and you go and you can like just put your finger in it and
Yeah.
it'll stop, or like
Yeah.
you'll get a lighter and like you're doing whatever.
That shit's fun.
I was looking at Weed Whacker the other day and I was like, how strong is that? Like, would it really take your finger off, do you think?
Oh man, it would take some like skin off. You'd probably bleed. I don't think it would take the whole finger off though. It would just be like,
It would hurt though.
yeah, hell yeah, yeah, man.
That is a specific invention, Weed Whacker. You can't do anything else with that. There's nothing else you can
Yeah,
trim.
the intention is in the title too. It was made to whack those weeds.
And
So,
it's a alliteration. It's a Weed Whacker.
That's right. Yeah, Weed Whacker. It's funny how like, yeah, things are invented to like sustain like the inventions we make, you know? Like, if you think about, I don't know, have weeds always existed other than when like we had gardens and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, they're out there, but it's like, they're just part of the nature.
Yeah.
No, but you got to keep them out of your like crops and stuff, right? Because
Yeah.
so you do
They'd
need to
fuck that
weed
up.
the garden.
That's true. Yeah. If
But
we want food, we gotta
Agriculture is an invention,
Mm-hmm.
so you get the agro and the Weed Whacker, or just the idea of like having a lawn. You know, like you're gonna cut this thing of grass really short.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd like to have a well manicured lawn though. I'd like to get into that. Like, you know,
Yeah.
guys are like into their mowers and their lawns and stuff.
Yeah. I've always wanted to like ride those mowers.
Yeah, me too. They make it look so fun.
How fun would it be to like work on a golf course, like maintain the golf course, you know, see all the different lakes and shit.
Golf course would be a good, or cemetery.
Oh yeah,
It's the
that'd be
place.
better probably.
Quiet place. Nobody coming around. Just cut the grass.
Yeah, that'd be great. What's the best graveyard in LA?
Oh, Forest Lawn Cemetery.
Oh, right.
Definitely, you should check that place out.
Cool.
They got a couple locations: Glendale, Burbank, one out in Orange County. Yeah, they have. You know, you would dig this place. They have recreations of lots of Renaissance art.
Ooh.
And yeah, Michelangelo's David and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So not specifically Greek, but Greek inspired. So this is like a third. This would be like a third-rate.
Third-rate version.
Yeah,
of
the
this.
third, like a tertiary source.
Those
of
are
art.
always the best. The shitty, you know, kitschy aspect of that.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, there's like amazing statue stores in Chinatown.
Statues in Chinatown? Oh, I know.
Yeah.
And just down the street in Boyle Heights here, there's a guy who makes cement statues of animals. Have you seen those?
Mm-mm.
They're really realistic. Some are better than others, but I had this one of a dog that was like life size, and people would think it was a real dog.
Nice.
Like it would.
That's crazy. Cool.
You know,
What type of dog?
a Rottweiler.
Oh,
People
hot.
get scared.
Nice.
It was actually probably deterred some break-ins or something.
Yeah. That's great.
Which video is this? We're gonna end on your video
This
here.
is still the Dido.
This is still the Dido video?
Yeah.
Okay. The tea's gone cold, I'm wondering why.
Got out of bed at all. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a weird video idea, but I just sort of went with it, you know? Trying to plug it.
I like it. Did you make this?
Yeah, I think this is from the Getty, actually. I did like a video installation there for this one night show. It was like in this, you know, one of their walls. But yeah, it was cool. Yeah, this is from another video piece where, yeah, it's called Unnatural Practices. So, yeah, it's just performance video stuff.
Well, you are a natural. You're a natural practices, Peter. So, thank you very much for tuning in. Or thank you for coming. Thank you for tuning in. I need to tune in myself.
Yeah.
Until next time, this
Well,
is
we're
Adam
tuned
Papagan, reminding you that there's a place you can go, and it's your mind. Good night.